Sounds like a chainsaw, but it's just a guy doing his edges. That is so loud. Welcome back to another Turf and Tools review. Today we have the Husqvarna 525 LST line trimmer. You may call it a whippersnipper, you may call it a weed eater, you may call it one of 1,000 things. I'm going to refer to it as a line trimmer. I've been using this as my main go-to whippersnipper for about the last 3 months. Put it through just about everything. I'm going to give you a quick walk around of the machine, give you my opinion on it, then I'll give you some real-time footage of it being used so you can see it in action, how it actually works. This review is brought to you by Squencher. It's professional grade hydration. If you're out there all day sweating, working away, you need to hydrate or you will die. They are a channel sponsor, but it is something that I genuinely use. Now, first things first, who is this line trimmer geared towards? And I would say it's aimed at commercial users. It's the kind of machine you're going to use for a lot of your maintenance mowing, but then also it has the power to get through a bit of heavier stuff. Now, that's not to say that you can't use this at home, but it is a premium commercial grade machine and you're going to be looking at $859 retail on this machine. So yeah, in my opinion, probably a commercial user that's going to have it in their hands for a lot of the day. It's got a 25.4cc motor on it. 1 kilowatt of power, which is a decent amount for a machine that is under 5 kilos. Now, balance is a very personal thing, but for me personally picking this up, I like how it feels in the hand, I like how it sits. Realistically, your body type and personal preferences is going to determine that, so maybe pick one up in your hands before rushing out to buy one. I'll start down at the head of the machine. I've actually changed the head on it. This is the stock head here that I have taken off. A lot of contractors do take them off and put one of these speed feeds on there just because they're really super quick to reload. The stock head is functional, it works, it's a traditional reload system, but it does have that pronounced bump there, which when you're doing a flat pass for me, they can tend to sort of stick in the ground a bit. Again, head's always going to be a personal preference. I've put a speed feed on there, it works with it. I've tried it with the stock head, works well with it. I wish they came stock with a speed feed because I feel most people do change to something like this. Now I'm running 2.7mm round line in this and it's been absolutely destroying everything. It's great. Now I've tried it with and without the guard, works for both. I ended up putting the guard back on just because I think I should probably try these things as they're intended to be used from the factory. Just made a hypocrite of myself then because I did change the head, but safety item, a little bit different. Now I'm not sure if they sent out a separate kit because I did get a brush cutter blade and assembly with this and there were 2 guards in it, one which is very, very large. It's going to stop stuff from spraying on you obviously, but it came with this slim guard also which I've used, very unobtrusive, and the fact this thing is so small is probably the reason that I've kept it on because I can still see, but as you can see it collects a lot of debris there that's not going on me. You might notice these collars on there, they're not a stock thing, that's just so I can mount it on my racks on my truck. There's one there, one there. Move up the shaft and we come to the handle, which is comfortable in the hand. If you're used to a solid handle, it's going to feel a little bit weird at first because there's a bit of play in that and that's an anti-vibration feature. So as you continue up the shaft, it feels like this machine's been designed with anti-vibration in mind. The whole trigger assembly floats on the shaft there like that. Now, not only that, the trigger actually is quite flexible too. It's not like a hard, brittle plastic. This thing can actually bend, which again takes a little bit of getting used to if you're used to a really firm setup, but I assume it probably aids a little bit in anti-vibration. And probably a good thing is it's something that protrudes. You're less likely to catch and break it on something when you're storing or transporting it. There is a safety for the trigger, which you don't even think about because it's just built into the handle there. As you grab it, you engage that, then you can pull the trigger. If that's not engaged, you can't pull the trigger. Again, you don't even think about it because it is just there as you grab it. The stop button is right on the handle there as well. You just push that, that'll kill the engine. Now we get up to the engine itself, and on the bottom there is a bash plate here, a metal bash plate, which I guess is good because it protects it. If you do put it down on concrete as it's running though, the machine can vibrate a little bit down the concrete and sort of scratch it a little bit. Not the end of the world, but worth noting. Air filter is reasonably easy to access. Just unscrew this, pull that off it comes, and that does need a clean. There is a little foam pre-filter in there also to protect the main filter. This machine being 2-stroke, there is no oil reservoir. You mix the oil in with the fuel. Startup procedure is very simple. Pull the choke, I prime it a few times. Now it'll start, then die out, push the choke down, and then next time you pull it, it'll go. Now it starts up fine, no issues. If you're used to this, you'll just be used to it. But with my other machine, I would pull the choke up, then it would start running rich. After starting it up, you'd pull the trigger and that would automatically pull the choke down. This doesn't do that. A little bit of a shame. Not the end of the world, but just little things. 2-stroke machine, as I said. Fuel goes in there. This tank is slightly smaller than its main competitor, the Stihl FS94. And I've got to be honest with you, you do notice that it does not run as long. Now, it's not a deal breaker for me, but it is just one of those annoyances where you are getting fuel more often for this machine than I was my previous unit. Would that turn me off buying it? No. Now, I feel this machine absolutely excels at routine maintenance yards. Just absolutely destroys that sort of stuff. It will handle some thicker stuff. Obviously, it'll take you longer than it would with a larger machine, but it absolutely will get through it. So overall, I do like this machine. Would I recommend it to someone? Absolutely. It is at a premium price point, obviously. So if you're looking for something cheap and nasty, this isn't for you. Yes, there's a couple of little things that aren't perfect for me, but I'm yet to try any bit of equipment that is 100% perfect for me. Anyway, I'll show you a variety of situations now where I've been using this thing in real time. You can make up your mind for yourself. This unit will be staying on my truck. I will be continuing to use this as my main go-to trimmer. Let me know in the comments if you have long-term use with one of these Husqvarna 525 LSTs. Let me know your thoughts on it, how it goes long-term. Thanks to Squincher for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one.